I used to believe that betrayal was something that happened to other people. Coworkers, neighbors, strangers in online stories. Not me. But the night my daughter Emily walked into our kitchen with tears streaming down her face, I realized no one is safe from it. She collapsed into a chair and choked out words that made my stomach drop. Dad, I can't marry Jason. Not after what Mom did. My wife Karen froze. She had been standing at the sink, drying a wine glass, looking every bit the calm, elegant woman she always was. Her hand stilled, and for the first time in years, she couldn't meet my eyes. Emily's fiancé Jason had been practically part of our family for 3 years. I had trusted him. I had trusted her. Emily's voice shook as she said the words that would burn themselves into my memory. Mom's pregnant. And it's Jason's baby. For a moment, I thought she must be lying. Or mistaken. This was my wife. The woman I had built a life with for 25 years. The woman who'd stood next to me through every storm. But then I looked at Karen, and I didn't see denial. I saw guilt. Jason wasn't there. He had apparently confessed everything to Emily earlier that day, after she confronted him about the weird distance he'd been keeping in the last few weeks before the wedding. According to Emily, he broke down and admitted that he and Karen had been close for months. And then Karen found out she was pregnant, just 5 days before they were supposed to walk Emily down the aisle. I felt my chest tighten like someone was sitting on me. Emily was sobbing, Karen was silent, and I didn't know if I was going to scream, or just walk out the door and never come back. When I finally found my voice, it didn't sound like my own. Is it true? I asked Karen. She nodded once, tears sliding down her face. That single nod was enough to shatter everything I thought I knew about my family. I turned to Emily, who looked at me like she was waiting for me to fix this, to make it all go away. But I couldn't. Not this time. That night, I didn't sleep. I sat in the living room, staring at the dark window, trying to piece together when exactly my home had stopped being mine. Every laugh at the dinner table, every late-night conversation Karen and I had about the kids' future, every moment I thought we were united. All of it now felt like part of a lie. At dawn, Jason showed up at the house. I was waiting for him. He looked wrecked, pale, shaking, like a man walking toward his own execution. Mr. Thompson, he said, his voice barely above a whisper. I just want to. I cut him off. Sit. He sat on the edge of the couch like a guilty schoolboy. I could feel the rage simmering under my skin, but I forced myself to stay calm. You had one job, Jason. To love my daughter. To protect her. And instead, you destroy her life 5 days before the wedding. Jason's eyes filled with tears. I never meant for it to happen. Karen and it was a mistake that got out of control. I love Emily, I swear I do. You don't love her. I snapped, my voice like ice. You don't betray someone you love like this. You don't humiliate her, me, and this entire family because you can't control yourself. Karen appeared in the doorway then, her face pale and streaked with tears. Mark, please, don't. My voice was sharper than I intended. You've said enough. Emily came downstairs just then. She looked at Jason like she was seeing him for the first time. Not the man she had planned to marry, but the stranger who had just ruined her future. Get out, she told him, her voice surprisingly steady. And don't come back. Jason hesitated, as if expecting me to intervene. But I didn't. He stood slowly, glanced at Karen, and then left. The sound of the door closing behind him felt final. Karen sank into the chair across from me, sobbing silently. I just stared at her, numb. Part of me wanted to yell, to throw something, to demand an explanation. But what explanation could there possibly be that would make this right? Emily quietly went back upstairs, leaving Karen and me alone in the silence that used to feel like home. Hours passed before anyone spoke again. Karen stayed in the chair, eyes red and swollen, twisting her wedding ring around her finger. I sat across from her, staring at nothing. When I finally found my voice, it sounded like it belonged to someone else. Was it worth it? I asked quietly. Karen's lip trembled. No. It wasn't supposed to happen like this. Jason was someone I could talk to. I felt seen again, Mark. You were always busy with work, with bills, with everything else but me. And I made the worst mistake of my life. Her words hit me like a punch. She was right. I had been distant. But nothing excused what she had done. You burned everything down, Karen. Our marriage. Emily's future. All of it. She broke down crying, begging me to forgive her, but I felt like I was looking at a stranger. Somewhere deep inside, the man who had once adored her died that morning. Later that day, Emily came to me. She was still wearing her engagement ring, twisting it absent-mindedly. "Dad," she said softly, "I don't think I can stay here. Every time I look at Mom, I see him." I nodded. "You don't have to decide anything today. But I'll be here, whatever you choose." That night, after Emily had packed a bag and gone to stay with a friend, I sat Karen down one last time. I told her I would be filing for divorce. Not because I wanted to punish her, but because something inside me had shattered beyond repair. She didn't fight me. She just nodded, tears running down her cheeks, and whispered, "I deserve this." In the weeks that followed, the house felt emptier than ever, but strangely lighter. Emily eventually returned home, stronger and more determined than before. She told me she was focusing on her own healing, and for the first time, I believed her. As for me, I realized that sometimes the only way to protect the people you love is to burn down what's left of the lie and start over. I may have lost a wife, but I refuse to lose myself, or my daughter, in the wreckage.